Hello my fellow airsofters. In today's video I'm going to show you how to install the Jefftron Leviathan in a KWA 2-point+ mech box. Stay tuned so you don't miss how to deal with the VM4 mech box. There will be timestamps in the description below for this video if you want to skip around. If at the end of this video you need more help with your project, you are welcome to join with the Wyshtech Discord channel and or hang out with me in the live stream on Twitch TV. All links will be in the description below. With that out of the way, let's do this. So a few important notes before we get started for those who have the VM4 mech box. You have to swap over to the 2.5 gearbox because the difference between the two gearboxes, well, first, this is the VM4 right here. You have all this material right here that you have to deal with machining out, whereas the 2.5, you see there's a lot less, and these are actually designed to fit the Gate Titan. But for those who are fans of the Jefftron Leviathan, I'm going to show you how to modify this gearbox to accommodate the Jefftron Leviathan. Another difference between the two gearboxes right here, this window is much smaller than the 2.5+. That being said, if you want to get the 2.5+, the item number for this gearbox, if you visit the KWA website, is M400 and M401. That's both sides of the gearbox. Make sure you get both those, otherwise you'll just only get one side. The version 2.5 gearbox does not come with a selector plate. It's model number M405. You want to add this one to your card as well. So these two go together because the selector plate off of this guy will not fit this guy because this window is much larger. If you can't find these parts online, hit me up on Discord. I'll help you out, do the best I can. Or you can check out the links that I'll have in the description below to guide you in the right direction. You're going to need a Dremel and a decent milling bit that you can find at any hardware store, and this is what I use. So the Dremel that I use is the Dremel 8260. Any Dremel will do, as long as you can fit the appropriate bit. Speaking of bit, this is the bit that you want to get. High-speed cutter, 115. Might want to get a little smaller one, that way you can do little fine details if need be. So the first step, we will drum out the gearbox in these places marked in white. So the reason why we do this is so that the Jefftron Leviathan can fit inside the gearbox and align the optical sensors with the bearing here. You might have to take off some material right up on here because the Jefftron Leviathan can be a little bit too tall, and so you're gonna have to trial and error it, grind a little bit, see if it fits, and then repeat that process over and over again until she drops straight down. And you want to make sure it sits nice and flat. So to give you guys an idea of what it looks like after it's done, this is what you're looking at. The corners of both here and here, you want to basically make it slope like this. And the reason being is that when you go to put your sticker on your selector plate, you don't want the sticker to catch on the gearbox and get ripped off. Make sure you have your Jefftron Leviathan out of the gearbox when you go to modify this part. You're gonna have to drill a hole right here, because once you have this Jefftron Leviathan in, the holes are not gonna line up when you get these sensors right here and here centered up on the bearing. So now that I have it in position, I'm gonna go ahead and put the screw in. Make sure our sensors here and here are aligned with the bearing. This connector right here might rub on your trigger. This customer wanted to put a max trigger in. If you want to put a max trigger in this thing, keep in mind you're gonna have to do a modification similar to this. You can see how it lines up perfectly with that MOSFET. I had to trial and error it, cut a little bit and put it in. Otherwise, it won't touch this button right here if you don't modify your trigger. If you decide to use the trigger that comes with it, you might have to do a modification as well on this slightly. All because this MOSFET sits too far this way and collides in with the front of the trigger right here. Once you get that done, then you're gonna take this trigger spring, go ahead and install it on your trigger. With this max trigger, I had to shim it in order to keep it from wobbling too much. You're gonna take your other side of your gearbox. You don't have to secure it because this gearbox does a really good job aligning itself. You wanna pull the trigger and feel for that button. It should feel like a little, which in this case we do. And I don't feel anything rubbing on the trigger, and she doesn't move side to side. Once your trigger is good, the next thing you're gonna wanna do, take your sector gear, other side of the gearbox back on. Now you wanna secure your gearbox. Now that you got it secured, you're gonna go ahead and flip over the gearbox. For those who don't already know, this sensor right here is how the Jefftron detects where your selector plate is at. This whole black area is for your full auto. So when your selector switch moves, this black area needs to be over that sensor right there. For semi, that's where these lines come in. These lines is what tells the MOSFET that it's in semi. And then when it's all white, that's safety. On the back side here, you'll notice I painted some line. First thing I did is I made a white line right here below where the sensor's at. Then you're gonna take your selector switch. So when you have all the way back, that's full auto. You're gonna mark the selector plate right here. Then you're gonna move this guy as centered as you can right here. That's your semi. So then you're gonna mark a line right where that's at. You're gonna move it to right here. You can kind of see the box line on the gearbox right here. That's safe. So once you have it there, then you're gonna make another line. It's gonna be on the sticker a little bit, and this is why you see that the sticker is sticking out and I didn't cut it or anything. You need that sticker to be out there, and that's why earlier in the video we had to grind down the middle as a slope here, because if you don't, this part of the gearbox is gonna catch that sticker and rip it off. Okay, now that you got your marks, so the way I did this was you flip your selector plate back over, have it in this orientation. You take your sticker out, put these white lines dead center of your line in the middle. Seal it up and make it permanent by super gluing it. That way this thing doesn't fall off. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold this over and super glue it in place. So then once you get your sticker in place, you're gonna go ahead and put your selector plate in. Once you have it in place, make sure it's butt up against all the way this way, as far as it'll go and to the stopping point. Once all the checks are good to go, then you can assemble your gearbox. So then you're gonna take your lower receiver, put it on full auto. And a quick tip for you guys, if you're using a max trigger, you're going to have to modify the lower receiver right down here. You're going to have to trim the metal about a 1/4 inch this way. You don't need to trim it the other way. And the reason why is because with the max trigger, if you don't make that relief in the lower receiver, your gearbox won't sit down all the way. So make that modification if you're using a max trigger or any trigger that has this little thing that sticks out that's supposed to stop your reduce the amount of trigger travel. Okay, so it appears that the issue is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off this corner right here, right a little bit past where I poked it. After I do that, then I'm gonna reassemble it together to make sure that the selector switch still works as it should. All right, we have it on full auto and I don't see the sticker. So that's good. Now I'm gonna test and see if safety is still picked up by the selector switch or the MOSFET itself.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
I just cut straight lines out this way. Basically, I'm making a path for that pin to go. I took the body pin and stuck it in a hole and gave it a little tap, put a punch hole through the sticker. But when I did that, I went back into the selector switch calibration, and safety was now at 9%, and then semi went to 55%, and then full auto went to 92%, which is a great spread for your selector switch to work perfectly. Once you get your checks done, go ahead and assemble the whole rifle together, do one final check, and have fun. So if you need extra help on your project, consider joining the Wyshtech community Discord. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. Hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps make more videos like this one and help you guys make a better airsoft gun. I'll see you guys on the next one, and you have an awesome day.